right, we are live with a new OBS setup, so hopefully it's a little bit better quality. Yeah, we'll see. I'm streaming at a higher bitrate, which is being flagged as not great. But everywhere I read said that having a higher bitrate was a good idea. So yeah, it looks like I'm on Twitch here as well, and let's just double check YouTube. I'm not sure what happens when you have a higher bitrate than what the streaming systems want, but all right, my audio works. All right, cool. I'm just gonna keep the restream open and we'll get to it. So. Yeah, I think it's just warning me about the bit rate. That's the only thing. But all right, cool. Good. All right, yeah, so today I was thinking about doing another animation for my samurai guy, and the other thing I was thinking of doing was I have this hat which does not really need to be part of the main mesh. Even the hair, he might not need to be part of the main mesh either. But I was thinking of, having the ability to have those things customized. So I think that might be part one, might be to separate those things and re-export the base mesh, and then re-import those two things separately, and then work on some animations, which we have a couple animations in here, T-pose, idle, sheath sword, slash, and walk. There's another animation that we've been using, which is the slash for the ninja. But yeah, this guy has a slash that looks like that. So he unsheaths his sword and then he slashes. So I was thinking about, once he's finished his slash. Oh yeah, this is not a 40 frame animation either. Kind of. Is it not? All right, let's see. Is it gonna? Okay, good. So that's where he pulls out his sheath, and then at 20 he finishes swing. So I was thinking of having some flowing attack animations. So maybe from here we'll you know, have him reach over and grab the bottom of the sword and do a slash, and then from there do another combo. The other option too is the having some different stances too. So I think we're going to start with just the basic 3-part combo here. Just because we've had trouble even just getting it set up. So let's do that first, and then we'll think about adding in a whole nother game mechanic, right? If you're wondering what I'm working on, it is a samurai action game. Currently this is just kind of my demo world, but I've been making the characters and animations in Blender, and you might be able to tell that this character is based on Infenzia's character models, which are pretty cool. So he has a bunch of things, but he has not done a samurai character yet. So I made the samurai character based on his model, and then I did my own animations for it. So I also modified the face a little bit. He's got a very distinct face style, so this is just a little bit modified to kind of give the nose a little bit more structure, I guess. I don't know how to describe what Infenzia's style face is, but this is similar. I mean, it's based on the same character, but yeah, I just modified that a little bit for my own tastes. So, and then yeah, created this kind of samurai shirt and kimono set up here, and the feet and stuff, but yeah, all based on that character and rig, and then yeah, made it my own. And same with the ninja character that I have. Yeah, so let's oh yeah, the game. So let's just do a quick demo here. So we are currently working on this slash mechanic here, but the main kind of mechanic for a while has been this dash mechanic. I'm going to switch to my controller because it's a little bit less noisy. So yeah, the dash mechanic basically allows the player to dash across a ton of enemies. So if like you have a big crowd, you can kind of defeat all of them at once. And then the slash just, you know, allows you to slash in the middle. I'm hoping that with the combo system set up, like we can make this like normal slash a little bit more dynamic. It's pretty stationary, not super exciting, so also a little glitchy. Also spent a lot of time working on the blood and dismemberment system here. The blood is a asset pack, but I think it does the job really well, so it was worth it. I'm not a... Oop, I seem to have lost my game. Okay. I'm not an effects artist really, although sometimes I open up Niagara to try to figure it out, but it's a pretty complicated system, so alright. I also have this day and night cycle in here, which adds for some cool lighting effects, but it's kind of a little bit annoying to have it go dark all the time, so I might disable that too if we do a lot more testing. But yeah. the enemy AI is pretty simplistic right now. They just kind of decide whether to attack the player or run away and come back. They're just finding different random spots on the map. And I don't have an actual player death animation, so. Alright. Yeah, and we have this issue with the animation blueprint not finding the character at the very beginning, so yeah. I wanted to get away from casting to the player character every animation frame, but it seems like the startup is a little bit delayed. So, and the code I was working on, that would just check the validity of the character, was like only running as false every time I did it. So, something. This is the AVP. So I had this this get is valid in here, but it always goes to is not valid, even though once you start the game, this works just fine. I mean, all of these are set up to use the character reference, which we set in this begin play. So I don't think there's a like, it would be nice if you could delay this or something. Yeah, this root motion. I don't actually know exactly how to use root motion in Blender, but that'd be useful for the movement stuff. Does not look like there's a way to do it, but yeah, I just want to think about that because, you know, having errors is not super great. And this is obviously trying to run before this is ready, so it's kind of weird because like this blueprint gets spawned with the character, right? So I don't think I have a second samurai character in the map or something weird like that, but yeah, anyway, let's do some Blender today. All right. Sorry, I had to switch my brain from the Unreal interface to the alright, let's just go to TiVos and then object mode. Alright, now I don't really need to do the skeleton or anything because I already have all that stuff in the game set up, ready to go. So really what I want is this piece, this piece, and this piece. That's really the only pieces that everything else is the hair, the hat, and then the armature itself. So the other thing I can do, which I've already done, this is like the sword and the sheath, which we don't actually use in the game at the moment. And they're just like cubes. So okay, so I could just it's gonna mess up the will it mess up the animations? It might mess up the animations in Blender, not in the game, because we'll just put these on a socket, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so if I move this to the object layer, let's see. All right. And then wait, what just happened? Oh, is the hat? Oh no, it's called a hat. Good. Okay. Well, yeah. This is fine. But all right. So now we have the hat and the hair are separate. So just want to check my stream. I know sometimes people actually comment and I miss them. So all right, so far nothing, but I will try better to keep track of the chat. I am looking at the chat inside the restream, which allows me to chat with Twitch and YouTube. So yeah. Okay, so we've separated our hat and our thing. So if I just select the hat and then I go to save this. Okay, export. And FBX seems to be what the Unreal likes to use. Okay, so yeah, I have a bunch of files in here already. So unfortunately, it also means that some of these things, like which samurai is better, the samurai new or these? Well, these are animations. This though is a skeleton. Anyway. I think, well, I can figure it out actually. Okay, so can we make a new folder? Let's make a new folder here. We'll call it Sam add-ons. Let's do that. We'll keep it organized. All right, let's go to my notes and just see. So scale is an issue for me because I messed up these scales in here. These all end up being huge. So my notes say this. I don't know if this is correct still. But, we'll see what happens. We can always try to re-import again. And then I think this stuff is fine. Oh, and then we want to do selected objects, and we only want to do mesh because everything else is. And we don't even have the armature; it's not actually part of the hat anymore. Okay, and then this should be face. We'll apply modifiers, although I don't know if there are any modifiers in here for the hat, and then I think we can leave that. Doesn't matter. And we're not not going to bake any animations, and then call it Samurai Hat 1. And I mean, these hats could probably be worn by other characters too, so alright, let's export. I think that's everything I need. Alright, just to check our export settings, let's see if we've done this. Alright. One thing to note here is I have these folders set up in a particular way because I use Git large file storage. So like this one here goes to that. So all of our mesh data, texture data, yeah, this actually I haven't even created any materials yet, but all the other content in here that's like super heavy goes to that. So all right, let's just make a new folder. I'm gonna call this hats, because I don't know, we might have a lot of hats. Let's see. All right, then we import or add, doesn't matter. All right, it's just an accumulation of stuff I've been working on for years here. Okay, lots of models, sometimes my models, sometimes other people's models. Okay, here's our hat. Okay, so we want to select the skeletal mesh. We don't want to import any animations. I don't know if I want to apply a skeleton to this because it's yeah, I don't know. I don't think I need to. I think I'm going to leave it and see what happens. So the only other thing here is the rotation and the import scale, which may or may not work the way we meant to. Okay, so I'm just going to import. All right, here we go. All right, yeah, the texture is all the same because we're using this Impensia thing. So okay, so we can fix. Oh, didn't even create a material. That's interesting. Okay, let's look at it. Wow, Mike, look at that. Okay, yeah, it's not the best. Okay. The next thing I want to do is just pull it into the map. It actually looks like the right size, right? Yeah, all right, cool. I think that's probably fine. So if that's fine, let's, yeah, I had to clean up all these materials. Obviously, this is dumb having different materials for different parts of this, and they're all the same. So, another thing I had to clean up. But it's right. It's probably not a huge issue. All right. Let's see if we apply that one. All right. Yeah, all right. Actually, let's, yeah, that's the one I want. Okay, yeah, so I think I already did do the, at least for the main character, I think they're all using the same exact material. Okay. Basically, if you don't have this, it's like very shiny. So, that's why it's. If you look at my earlier videos, you'll see like the ninja is like his cloth is reflective, but now it just looks very matte, right? So, all right, this hat looks good. Okay, so now, this is one of the things we're gonna have to do it again. Okay, so we don't have to do it again exactly, but we need to re-import it anyway, inside Unreal, not necessarily reconfigure it. Okay, so the issue is we really need this to be at the base of the, so where's the 3D cursor right now? So let's put the 3D cursor at origin. I know anyone who's like really good at Blender is probably looking at me like, man, this guy doesn't know any of the hotkeys. Yep, it's true. Okay, so there you go. There's just way too many hotkeys in Blender. Okay. So now we have the cursor at origin. So we have the hat here is currently stuck to his head, which, while great for our animating and stuff like that, is it means like its pivot point is in like kind of the wrong place, right? It's at the feet of the character instead of on the head. So it's kind of an issue. So now we're going to we'll set our origin to the center of mass, right? So now it's in kind of the center of the hat. That might cause some issues with like when it gets put on characters' heads. We'll see. And then I want to snap selection to cursor. All right, so now the origin, which we set to the center of the hat, is now at the kind of origin of the whole thing here. So that's what we needed to do, and now we can export again. So and all of our settings from before should be here already. So we have selected mesh. The scale actually worked pretty well. The face stuff doesn't really matter right now. Okay, and yeah, we're going to overwrite this, and then we'll go back in here and go to the hat. And we can re-import. Now it's down there because it was floating in the air before. Okay. We don't have to do anything else. The material's still set up, all that stuff. So, okay. So now we have the hat. Unfortunately, we can't actually put the hat on the character because the character is wearing a hat. So let's do the hair separated first, and then we can do the full. So we're gonna do the same thing with the hair. We're already at the cursor's already at the the base there. So so we'll set origin to center of mass, and we'll snap to cursor, and then we'll save and export. All right. Okay, so now we have this. I don't know, our hair, is hair a hat, or should we have a whole new folder for hair? I think for add-on this is fine for now. Okay, so similar, this is all set up already for us. Yeah, once you get in the flow on Blender, you can kind of move pretty quickly. This is annoying though. All right, I have to change the picture, I guess. Okay, so we'll do a different folder for hair. I think this thumbnail happened with the sword as well. You can see, you can't see the sword. I think it's because everything's pretty small. Okay, import. Let's do hair. And I didn't call it hair 1, but all right. Again, we're not going to apply the actual skeleton. Might not even need to have it be a skeletal mesh, I wonder. Because, well, we might animate the ponytail or something someday. It's probably more performant to not be a skeletal mesh. Let's try the hair as not. Let's see what happens. Okay, so everything else is fine. Let's go for it. Import. Some miniature hair here. Okay. Go back to our content. Did this like... It's so small. That's so annoying. Okay. All right, let's see. We'll pull it in, see what happens. Now, why did this... Why was the hat fine, but then this got like... Where is it? It's like this miniature hair. Okay. Export for the hair. That's weird, right? Okay. So you can see my dimensions are insane in here. Okay. Let's do export again. Let's see. We'll just do it at 1. Okay. Okay. I don't know. It could be gigantic. Who knows? All right. Let's see. No, I don't know what. That was weird. Okay. Well, anyway, it's helpful if you can get them to import at a scale that makes sense so you don't have to keep rescaling. Okay. So we've got hair now. All right, cool. last bit. All right, someone in the chat asked about what I'm working on. So I can show you. It doesn't give me the time when you sent me the message. So I will show you it in 1 second. Yeah, so I can demo it. Let's see if it works with this other character in the game. But so this is kind of what the game looks like. And you can kind of fight these ninjas. So the ninjas just like keep spawning and spawning, and then they have kind of random. Oops, sorry. So the basic idea is there'll be a bunch of different kind of maps or levels to play through in kind of this perspective. I'm working on kind of where to go with the fighting animations and with just the fighting system itself right now. So the game kind of started off as almost like this clicker mechanic, which is good, but I don't know if even for like a really short kind of intro type game, if that will be enough for people to be entertained. Yeah, so that's the game so far. I've got some experiments in here, like the day-night cycle. Alright, so yeah, that's the game right now, and at the moment I am trying to make it so that the hat and hair of the samurai can be interchangeable. So I'm removing them from the main model that I created. And then we could reuse them on other characters, which I have not made yet, but so yeah, that's it. Waiting for the sunrise here. Oh, here we go. Sunrise is pretty cool in Unreal Engine. This is literally just a standard skybox. Not that you can even see it, but it does add some cool lighting. So, all right. Okay. So yeah, that's the game. All right. Hopefully Robin was still here to hear that, but there you go. All right, so now we have our bald samurai. We've got the hair working. So let's get the rest of the character. All right, so I think in my ninja character I've actually separated the head and stuff, so okay. All right, so now I have these three things. I still don't need to select the armature at all because I've already got that stuff imported. And this time I'm going to try to export it. So this would be, if this somehow messes up, that would break my guy probably. Okay. So I think I'm gonna import as a different mesh rather than do like the mesh update on the main character, and then I'll just swap the meshes out just in case. Yeah. that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to break stuff that works. So this guy here is working really well. So I'm going to import another version. I'll just call him Samurai 2, and then we can swap them out and we can delete the old one if everything works fine. So, okay. So we'll do that. We're going to keep the armature because I think that's all fine. Now, the first time I imported this guy into Unreal, he was a giant and it was hilarious, but okay. We're going to make another Sam new folder. We'll call this Sam base model. I need some naming conventions for my folders. Okay. And then we're going to call this Samurai base. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Now, again, we don't need any animations. We're going to go for the 1 scale just in case, see what happens. We don't need the armature, we're just doing the selected thing. Yeah, let's go. See what happens. Okay, so we're going to say he's a skeletal mesh. And it's already found the Samurai 1 skeleton that it thinks I should use, which is cool. Why is it not showing up here? I don't know. I don't want to import any animations. Okay. No, I don't. Could not find the pose. That's interesting. I don't know what that means. Okay. Ooh, and it imported as... Did I not? Come on. That's where I start making a mess of the project here. Okay. There is a way to combine the mesh too. Yeah, combine mesh. Okay. We're gonna get errors just this whole time now. Okay, let's see. Just want to open this up. Another message. Welcome to the stream, folks. I just crashed my game. Make sure you save regularly. Okay. Cool. Yeah, let's just restore them all. See if we can. Okay. All right. Things are not terrible. Okay. I think I save regularly. I also use GitHub and large file storage for this game, so I do have a backup system in place for this. It's not the best for doing actual like merges and things like that, so But I can like revert to change if I like got to a point, which would have been smart when I started doing this, but I don't know, the meshes aren't gonna hopefully not mess up my whole project, but I could create a feature branch, and then if I don't like it, you just close down Unreal completely, and then you can just yeah, just toss out all the commits, all the changes that you made. There was a button for it, I forget where. Yeah, you can discard all the changes here, and then of course, you know, if you have a branch, you can always switch back to the main branch. And but the one piece of advice that I've heard that seems to make sense is don't have your engine open when that happens, because it's essentially loading like a whole new version of your project. So it's not like version control with like text file code where you can just kind of reload it like this. It just blows up the engine if you do it that way. With this, just can't auto update all the assets and stuff. Okay, it looks like the content of the samurai did not load. That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna make a new file because this is a do-over, right? Let's just call it samurai. Peace. Alright, it's definitely a skeleton mesh. Maybe we won't apply the skeleton just yet. Let's try it. You know, it was weird before too, so. And then let's combine the mesh. Where is that? Advanced. Don't import the animation. Maybe I do need to bring the armature in. Maybe that's the problem I'm having here. Okay. Yeah, that's probably because it's a skeletal mesh. I'm being an idiot. Okay, let's... It's not that I... Let me look at my notes. I've got notes here. All right, here's my question. Did I... Why is that in there? Okay, it doesn't matter. All right, yeah, see, he has the whole armature, so I just want to use the skeleton that's already there. So, okay, well, let's try this. I don't want to import a whole nother. That's what I can't remember. Because if we go back to the samurai, he's got a skeleton, right? ninja doesn't. So maybe that's all we have to do. So we need to do the armature. Let's get that. All right, now we have everything. Let's export. Now this time we're gonna have to do the armature, and that this is fine. Inside the armature, we only want to form bones. We're not going to bake any animations. All right, cool. I think that's the basics of this one. All right, one more time. Let's see. Okay, so now samurai base. All right, skeletal mesh. Import the mesh. Yes. We're going to use the skeleton that we already have. All right, is there no combine? Did that go away? I don't want to have to do this again. Okay. All right, I don't see the combine mesh anymore, so maybe it just knows now. Okay, good. Let's click the magic import all, which I don't know what. Okay, looks awful, but yeah, let's try it. Okay, so that didn't throw any errors, so let's go in here, look at that. All right. Go away, content bar. All right. So he's got 2 material slots, which terrible. I think that's the back of his head too. Okay, cool. This the viewports look super jank. Let's see if I can. Ooh, yeah, no. Okay, so here's my guy. All right, let's make it slower. All right, on the head. On the head, I want to add a socket. There. Let's see if that works. Okay. Sometimes you can add a preview to it. Where's my hat? Okay. I don't see the hat, so. So we might have a sizing issue. We should see. All right, I'm just gonna save this. I think the import for the most part, except for maybe the fact that this might be a giant samurai, is fine. So, oh yeah. Only here on stream, folks. Check it out. He is massive. He looks kind of awesome. behold the giant samurai. Okay, so again, like, why that they're all the same base model, and you know, the hat was imported fine, and then the hair was like miniature, and this guy's gigantic. So what is going on? Okay. Anyway, we can fix it, and we can actually fix it in here. I just have to find the right thing. Let's click on the whole thing, maybe. So import settings under here. Let's see. Transform. So if we do this 0.01 here, and then click re-import. Now our hat is here. Is our hat gigantic now? Let's remove this hat. All right, how do I get rid of the preview? I forget. That's super annoying. I'll have to look it up, but there's our guy anyway. The preview is really, how do I get rid of this? Right click the skeleton tree and choose remove all attached. That would be awesome. I hope I didn't delete anything real. It didn't seem like I did, but let's undo history. There is no undo history. Okay. Who knows? Hopefully I have not removed the head from the LODs. I think we're fine. Okay. So here, yeah, remove all attached assets. Okay, so now let's save and we're back. Pretty cool little floating island, right? All right. All right, we're good. Cool. Let's make a new head socket. I don't know. Still gigantic. What is going on with these, with the sizes? Anyway, watch Mike struggle. Okay. the fact that it's like super small in here too is kind of annoying too. But one of the issues is when you have already rigged and weight painted and stuff, if you try to resize it, like breaks everything. So, all right. So we have a head socket, and let's just see if we can. All right. Let's swap out the player character with the new mesh. Alright, so here's our guy. Let's look. Do we have like weird scales? 0 there. It's just regular. 1. Alright, let's swap them. Alright, there he is. Okay, let's see if it works. Yeah, he's still rigged. He can still glide across the ground and then walk when he's not animating. Another thing I have to fix. Yeah, the rabbit hole for animating your own characters is pretty deep, and a lot of the stuff out there for Unreal is all about the just like retargeting to the mannequin, or even just animating the mannequin, which, I mean, that's you're just not gonna release a game with that. So and then some of the default mannequin animations, I don't know how many people would notice them in the world outside of Unreal game engine development, but there is, like, you know, the standard mannequin animations that I think might become a little ubiquitous. Okay, so having your own animations is cool. Is it worth the work? Will anyone notice? Other than that, it's janky? I don't know. Okay, but it's handcrafted, guys. So. Alright, so now we have a bald warrior monk. Okay. So we can add a mesh. And I think it's a static mesh. Let's see. And then let's just do the hat, and then see, the hat has a skeleton, which that might be a mistake, right? Okay, that might be part of our problem. We'll try the hair next, but can I? All right, let's try the hair. Okay, so the hair is down there, where it should be. Okay, and then you can use the head socket. So let's go back to the samurai base. We just called it head socket. So if we select here, okay, and then we find head socket. So this is telling us something, right? What is going on? Did the similar thing happen with the sword? Did the sword become gigantic? So the relative scale for the sword is fine, right? But I did scale the sword. I did have to like remove it and do it in Blender. But look, it's fine. It's rotated weird, but it's there. Okay. What's up with this head socket though? Is this gigantic now? It just was like weird. Let's pull it into the map again. Because now we can see it in the thumbnail, which is highly suspicious, but it's fine. This is weird. Well, if anyone out there knows why this is so jank, that'd be great. I don't even know what to do. It just feels wrong to be setting the scales everywhere like that, right? So I guess the hair, it seems like the socket is all twisted too. All right. Let's go back here, see what we can do. We gotta turn this down again. I think I already did that, but maybe I didn't. Okay. All right, let's add the hair. Giant hair. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, so the head socket's all twisted, so we're gonna so getting these to all work with other assets is going to be a little tricky, so this is going to be something to think about. Where exactly does the connection point have to be, right? We can't have custom sockets and stuff, like all the hair has to work. So, all right, I don't know. Let's see if this relative scale even works when we do it, but I thought I imported this with the relative scale already, didn't I? Yeah, I wonder if this just doesn't like apply to everything or something. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, save that. Alright, this looks like promising. Okay, so let's see. Add a static mesh. We're gonna have to re-import the hat, aren't we? Yep. Alright, hair is here. Now we do head socket, and our samurai now has hair, which you couldn't see for all the videos that I've played, but there he is. No hat. I like his hair, personally. Maybe he needs like a hair tie or something. Come here. Yeah. Alright. About ready to end the stream. I guess I tried to be better at having my chat up, but it seems like I still missed someone chatting. So, because I did not get a response after I answered their question, so I'm not sure. I might need to put some sort of like alarm to let me know someone's there. Yep. Anyway, this is the samurai game I'm working on. We mainly worked on adding accessories to the player, which was this hair. And we found certain things don't work, like when you import a hat as a skeletal mesh, that's a bad idea, I think. Okay, unless your hat is animated. So I've got to go back and re-import that. Which, I don't know. Why don't we just do it right now? Okay, you selected this. Export. Did we decide that the hat was really big, actually? Let's go. Seems like the hat was really big. It's alright, import it. Okay, so we imported that at a 1, which, okay. I kind of just want to delete this. Who's using it? Okay, yeah, so you just gotta delete them in order, that's all. We can delete that one. I'm not gonna do that. I think it's just, the reference is just that it's reference to the, yeah. let's hope that didn't screw up too much stuff. And all right, now we've got our hat selected. I'm gonna import it. I'm gonna export it. That's that one. Just gonna do the mesh. All right. Let's do 0.01 and try it. Just the mesh. Yep. Okay. Port here. All right, so now we're not going to select skeletal mesh. Okay. All right, we've got a miniature hat. All right. So let's see if we swap out. We added cat. Nothing ever makes sense. Okay, and then yeah, like watch. So, I don't know. I have to make a choice, I guess, with the hair. Because now we have this, and that's fine. It's fine at 1, but the hair is not. Because the hair was retroactively imported. Okay, like what if I make this one? Alright, he's gonna have giant hair. Giant. Where am I? Alright, he's got a giant hair helmet now. Alright. Alright, I gotta stop, get ready for the rest of my day here. But we can put hat on him. So we'll have to figure out why is everything, what is going on? Is there a giant piece of hair in the in the level? Okay. That's why. Okay. Alright, so now he's got his hat back on. Doesn't look too bad. Alright. It's a little bit off center maybe. Alright, so we got some import setting issues that we have to figure out, particularly like why the two things that look exactly the same and I think have the exact same transforms in Blender are importing differently, but yeah, we'll figure that out. All right. If you tuned in or you tune in later, thanks for watching, and should be streaming again tomorrow morning. All right. Thanks a lot.